Hello, my dears. Hope you're having a good week. We are almost through April. These months are going so fast, I don't even know. I wanted to come in today and talk a little bit about mindset work. I know that we talk a lot in this group about visibility strategy, about offers, making offers, content, really the strategy behind being visible, but the other half of that that's really super important is the confidence and mindset. So that's why we've been really diving into this month, and we will as well for the next couple months. Before we start, I want to make an announcement that May is my birthday month. My birthday is at the end of May, and for those of you who may have been hanging out with me for a while, you know that I love to give things away for my birthday. So I had this idea the other day, and I actually wrote all the emails already for May. You know how I do that, how I batch them before. So they're already written, but every single email that goes out in the month of May, I am giving you something free. So that includes guides that only my one-on-one clients get, opt-in guides that haven't been released yet, things that are only available by purchase now, whether they're mini courses or I have a 2-part series that is actually part of my group program, so only those people get access to that. So I'm giving you something in every single email that's going out in May. There are also a couple paid offers. I don't want to mislead you there. Because we talk about offers in this group and it's so important, I would be a total hypocrite if I wasn't making offers all of the time. So there will be a couple paid offers going out as well, but they'll have extra special bonuses and or price reductions or a percentage off. So just be on the lookout for that in May for all the emails that are going out. If you're not on my email list and you would like to be, you can email us at gracefulrising@gmail.com and we'll add you to our email list. Just let us know. So that's coming up in May, which I'm really excited about. But the other thing that I want to talk about today is really your mindset work, because it's just so important. You've probably heard me say before, it's like 80 to 90% of the game. Really when it comes to your success in anything, but also your business. And I'm actually in 2 programs right now, 2 different programs that are super focused on mindset, and a lot of coaching programs are, even if that's not their main thing, or even if that's not, you know, what essentially you would sign up for. Maybe it's to find your soulmate, or to increase your visibility, or to build your business, or be at your healthy, ideal body. There's still going to be mindset work in there because it's just that important. So it's also never ending. We're always growing, right? There's always things that we are kind of pushing up against that proverbial ceiling where our brain, right, the lizard brain, the amygdala is like, this is past our comfort zone. We can't go here. I don't know what you're trying to do right now. And that is where this work just keeps coming and coming because we're constantly pushing and breaking through. So I had a few people in my, I've had a few people in my community recently who have talked about really feeling like they're stuck, like they're not moving forward with their business, whether it's something going on with a family member, maybe it's like a pattern that they're in, or they're just having an off week. They're having serious, doubts and limiting beliefs come up. They're really having trouble keeping their head in the game. And so that's why I really wanted to come in today to do this video. So I wanted to talk a little bit about creating a specific mindset practice or routine or ritual that works for you. I'd love for you to let me know in the comments if you have ever had a mindset practice. You can give me a yes or no. And what kinds of things did it or does it include? I'd also like to know that. So I want to give you some ideas today about what you can include or what you can test or try to see if you might want to include it in a mindset practice. So I don't want you to feel like you have to do all of these things. In fact, I would suggest that you don't try to do all of these things. Pick 2 or 3 or 1 or 2 that you think are going to be the most effective for you, the most helpful for you. Try it out, test it out, see if it works. If not, you can try something else. If it feels good for you or you're enjoying it, keep at it. It takes 21 days to create a habit. So 21 days is kind of I gotta try this for 21 days. And the thing that I really want to emphasize is that it doesn't need to be like an hour every day, right? It can be 15 minutes, it can be half an hour. I don't really care what you do, but I want you to do something, unless you're some kind of Zen master, in which case, if you are, also let me know that in the comments. So I wanted to share with you just some things that I'm doing right now that I've really been enjoying. and some things that either I've done in the past or I'm kind of doing now, but I'm not really enjoying it as much. But I just want to give you several ideas of things that you can include in a mindset practice daily. So the first thing that I'm doing right now, and have been doing actually for a really long time, is visualization. Now, I do this in the morning and I do it at night. I've heard people say you only need to do it once a day, you only need to do it for 10 minutes. There are ways to do it that are kind of like hacks, I would say, right? Like you can get audios to really bring you down to like a beta level in your brain, to really like a brainwave, to actually like tap into that more, to go deeper with it. There are other audios for like meditations or things that kind of just I think I have like a psychotherapy one that like walks you downstairs or something, like 10, 9, or like going down floors in an elevator, and it's that backing down to 1 that actually kind of brings you into that deeper level. So those are like hacks that you can use for visualization. But the other thing that's important is that you need to figure out how you visualize and how you imagine, right? Like when you imagine something for your future, do you see it? Do you hear it? Do you smell it? Do you taste it? Are there textures that you feel? I really want you to see if you can tap into how you actually visualize, because not everyone visualizes by seeing, which is why sometimes I think people struggle with this. So for me, let me just share with you how I visualize. Pictures are huge for me, right? So it's either like a video with lots of different scenes, or I picture myself in one scene that is kind of like incorporating a few different of my goals. The first thing I notice is what I see, right? The details. A lot of times I'm at a beach, so I can hear the waves crashing. I can feel the sand, like the texture of the sand. The sun or like the humid air is something that I can really tap into. So the sounds, the feeling, and what I see are the ways that I visualize, but that's not true for everyone. So I want you to really see what comes up for you for your senses. For me, for instance, let me just share with you that my sense of smell is not very good, and I think it's because I have like sinus and allergy problems, and I have most of my life. So smell is like not a huge thing for me, and so it's really hard for me in a visualization to try to smell things, because I'm like, I can't, that's just not one of my strong senses. So however you do that, just pay attention to it, and then when you are visualizing your goals, that's the way to do that. And then you also tap into the feeling, the emotions. Are you feeling confident? Are you feeling strong? Are you feeling at peace? Are you feeling relaxed? How would you feel if you had these things? Because we're visualizing as if we already have them. So those are the other things to tap into. One thing that I did really, really recently, which I've actually really been enjoying, is I recorded, like on the voice app on my phone, I basically walked through all 3 of my goals, what I was seeing, what I was feeling, how grateful I was, what I was doing now that I had these things. And it's actually really powerful for me to listen to my own voice saying those things back to me. So that may be another option for you. It's kind of a way of visualization, but you know, maybe you're just kind of listening as like sort of an affirmation, reaffirmation thing. So whatever works for you with visualization, I want you to figure it out and make sure that you can incorporate that into your day. Another thing that I really love to do is meditate. So that could be in the afternoon. Maybe I take 20 minutes. This is how I break down my meditation. The first, however long it takes, usually it's like 10 minutes, I run through everything in my head that's stressing me out, or that I know would come up if I were trying to sit in silence. So I literally just take time to go through that all. I then ground myself, and again do the 5 senses thing. Usually I'm outside when I do this, so what am I seeing? What am I hearing? What am I smelling? What am I feeling? Like if I'm sitting in a chair, is there a texture? Am I just feeling my clothes on my body, my hair on my neck? You know, like anything that can really like ground me in that moment. I do that for a couple minutes. And then the rest of the 20 minutes, I actually do what I would call listening. So that's like a silence. Maybe you ask a question. How can I bring in 3 clients this week? How can I serve or give more this week? Like whatever question's coming up for you, and then just listen to the answer. And your intuition, whatever you want to call it, your higher power, it's going to kick up ideas for you. So make sure you have something to write them down. The more you do this, the easier and the better it'll get. That being said, I also want to let you know that, of course, you don't have to do meditation in silence. You could do a walking meditation where you're kind of just thinking. Yoga is another place, right, where we can really tap into meditation and be doing something while we're doing that. So meditation is another thing I do. Affirmations. I have written affirmations. To be honest, they haven't been as exciting for me lately. I have not been using them as much, but I try 3 or 4 days a week to just read through a page or two of my affirmations. And it's important to know that these may change as you go. And also the way that you get to these affirmations is whatever fears or doubts or beliefs are coming up for you that are holding you back, you write your affirmation as the opposite, right? So say your fear is that you are terrified of doing video and therefore you're never going to be able to bring in any clients. Maybe your affirmation for that, the opposite of that, would be that you are feeling more comfortable doing video and everyday clients are attracted to you. Now, the reason that I said you're feeling more comfortable, or sometimes I use it's getting easier or I'm starting to understand, sometimes I like to use those phrases instead of I am or I have, because if those things feel so far off to you that you're like, I can't even say this to myself and like halfway believe it, that's when those phrases come in. So affirmations are just the opposite of any fears, doubts, anything that's coming up for you. One thing that I have been liking recently that I just did is I had a few affirmations that I wrote on Post-its that were like really important to me right now. And I put them around my house. And this has actually been really fun for me because it's basically like every time I walk into a room, I'm like saturated with these. I notice the Post-it, right? It's a bright pink Post-it. I saturate myself with that affirmation again. Just a tip for this, whatever rooms you're in the most, that's where you want to put the Post-its. So I have like one on my bedroom mirror, I have one on my bathroom mirror, and the other 4 or 5 are all in my kitchen. And that's because the bathroom and the kitchen are like the 2 places that I spend the most time, whether I'm making food or just getting something to eat or getting a snack or getting a drink. And then obviously, I don't know about you, but I pee like 100 times a day, so I'm constantly in the bathroom. So that's why most of the Post-its are in those areas. This I've actually really liked. The other thing I did, I mentioned earlier about recording like goals and the visualizations. I've also recorded affirmations recently. And again, because it's in my own voice, for some reason, I feel like my mind is like accepting that more and I'm really enjoying listening to those. So you could do that too if you want. The other thing that I do every day, this is the last thing that I do every day, is gratitude. So a gratitude practice is really important. This is most of the masters will talk about how this is the thing that will help you manifest what you want most in your life. So every day I have a gratitude practice. In the morning, I say 2 things I'm grateful for before I get out of bed. At night, I have 9 things that I'm grateful for that I run through. So 3 of those are general things, 3 of those are for my business, income, or career, and 3 of those are about myself. So a general gratitude could be, I'm so grateful for this roof I have over my head, right? For business, it could be, I'm so grateful for these women that are coming into my community. I'm so grateful for the people that I'm meeting, like other entrepreneurs, colleagues, peers that I'm meeting that are having such an amazing impact on my life. And then about yourself is like something you just like about yourself, right? So I'm so grateful that I looked so cute in that outfit I wore today. I'm so grateful for my hair, my clear skin, my teeth, whatever it is that you want to be grateful for, 3 things of that as well. So those are the things that I do every day in some way. I try to give you a couple ideas or options even within these 4 things, visualization, meditation, affirmation, gratitude, that you can still choose what you want to do within it because there's different ways to do them. Other things that can be really awesome that I have done or do sometimes are journaling, right? Every day, write a page. Every day, write what went well. Every day, write what's bothering you. Anything that you can to get things out of your brain and on paper can be really helpful. Yoga, of course. You can set an intention for your practice. You can have that quiet time, that meditation time to really tap into your breath and what you're doing, which is a really great thing to do. And then another thing that I learned pretty recently, but that I have liked as well, is the directions were to cut out pictures that represent like 3 of your main goals. So say you have a health goal, a relationship goal, and a money goal. So you would just have like 3 magazine cutouts. And then you outline with your finger, right? You set a timer for 10 minutes. You outline with your finger, let's say 3 minutes each. You just keep outlining the picture, right? It's just like driving into your brain. And as you're doing that, if you want, you could go back to some of the visualization things, which are, what am I seeing? What am I doing? What am I hearing? What am I smelling? What am I tasting? How does it feel now that I have this thing? Just focus for 3 minutes each on those 3 things. If you have one thing, 10 minutes on that goal, because it's going to get your brain to really focus on that, which is the important thing. So the reason that I wanted to give you a bunch of ideas was just because you may find things that work for you, or things that maybe you haven't tried or you haven't thought of that you could try. And you may actually not like doing the same thing every day. I had this conversation with a woman in my community recently. And so it'd be cool if you could even come up with like 5 options of like, these are the 5 things that I like to do. And then whatever you want to do that day, whatever feels best for you, that's the thing you do that day. So it doesn't always have to be the same routine. It doesn't always have to be, I feel like I'm a pretty structured person and I kind of like that routine, but not everyone is like that. So if you could have options, choose something every day to do, that's cool. Maybe you choose 2 things every day, whatever you want. I just want to make sure that you're doing something every day to keep your head in the game. Now, you may remember that a while ago we talked about the 5 things that, and actually I added 1.5, so 6.5 things that you need to focus, the only things you need to focus on every day to grow your business. And mindset was one of them, and that was actually also the first one. And the reason that I want to bring this up is because some days, maybe all that you can do is mindset work. Like, that's what you need to work on that day. I have days like that sometimes where I'm like, I am so out of it right now. I cannot even focus, and the thing that I need to do today is get my head back in the game. So maybe you spend 3 hours doing that, and maybe you do like one small task for your business, right? Because that's actually what you need to do that day. So I just want to reiterate that this is so important, and this is not the thing to be skipped every day. This is the thing that you absolutely need to make time for. Now, that being said, mindset work is important, right? But it's also important that you take action, because you need to take action. You can't just visualize or meditate and expect things to fall into your lap. The other part of that equation is actually the action steps. So you have to be working towards your goals. The universe, God, your higher power will also help if you're focusing on these things and focusing on what you want instead of what you don't want. So really getting yourself a daily practice and where you can shift the mindset and increase your confidence, that's what we're talking about right now. The other thing that I want to point out, and I may have mentioned this earlier, is just that your practice may change. Like, it may be different day to day, but also you could try things for 2 or 3 months. Maybe you learn something else that you want to try, or something gets boring to you, it's not as exciting, you want to try something else. You don't have to feel tied to anything, because things are going to change. Your mindset practice is probably going to evolve or change as you do. So don't get too worried about that. Just do what you feel like is right that day. If you need to tweak something or change something, you can obviously do that as you go and things aren't working, or they just feel like you need something different. So the last thing that I want to share with you today is another way that I always improve my mindset. And that's through reading, through books. Now, I've read and still read so many books that have so completely shifted the way that I think about a situation or my viewpoint on something. It's had such a profound impact on my life, just reading, that I created something that I've talked about a little bit in here, but I want to talk about more today, which is Elevate Book Club. And this book club was really designed to help you increase your confidence, up-level your mindset, expand your reach in your business. So this is what happens in Elevate. Each month, I'm going to choose one of the best books on confidence, mindset, abundance. It will be delivered to your doorstep along with a free gift. And you'll also get every month a free training from me. I'm going to do a training where I pick I'm going to call it the Big 3, which I don't know if any of you watch This Is Us, right? But the Big 3 training, where I'm going to pick the top 3 things that I think are going to have the most impact on your confidence, your mindset, or your visibility, or expanding your reach, or reaching your clients for your business. And we're going to talk about that. And then the week after that, we're going to do a Q&A. And so the Q&A is actually going to be, you're going to have more time to finish reading the book. You're also going to have more time to put into action the things that I'm talking about in the training session. So those are some of the things that you're going to get in Elevate Book Club. There also will be a private Facebook community where others will be. You can support them. They can support you as we read these books together. And why is this important to you? Well, I created this program because of a need I'm seeing, which most of us who are entrepreneurs do, right? So I've noticed that newer entrepreneurs are not confident with themselves. They're not confident with their skills, their ability to run a business. They're not confident with their offer or making a pitch, and they're not confident or they don't feel comfortable talking to someone about working with them. They also aren't making the money that they want. They're not bringing the clients that they want. They're not getting support when they need it, and they're not being persistent or consistent, which means they're giving up. And I truly feel that I was put on this planet to work with women who don't feel confident enough to have the life of their dreams. So maybe they feel like they don't deserve it, or it's not possible, or it'll be hard work, or it'll take a long time. A lot of this is subconscious, so you may not even know that you feel these things. But if you've had a great vision for yourself, if you have these big goals for a year or 2 years or 3 years, and you're not there yet, something is holding you back. And this is just true. It's true for me. It's true for you. And so I really wanted to create something that will help you shift this. And so those things are shifting your mindset or your beliefs, a supportive community, and support from a mentor. And that is exactly what you'll be getting in this book club. So if you want to join or you want to learn more, you can go to gracefulrising.com/book club. I'll also put it in the comments when we're done. The other thing I wanted to let you know is that I'm doing something a little special right now. The first 5 people who sign up and pay in full will get 2 free one-on-one coaching sessions with me. And the first 5 people who sign up and pay on the subscription plan will still get 1 one-on-one session with me. And that's because I know that sometimes the payment plan is the most feasible for you, and I still want to recognize you, acknowledge you, and give you some extra support for signing up and taking that step towards your goals. So that's the first thing I want to mention. That is going on right now. If you're the first 10 people, you're getting one-on-one coaching sessions with me for free. And the first book is being ordered May 1st, so I wanted to let you know that. That's only, like a week away. So if you want in on the first book, you'll need to join before then, because that's when we're going to be putting in the orders for the books for the month. If you want in, now's the time to get enrolled. The other thing I want to mention, just so you all know, and I'll keep talking about this in here, whether or not you decide this is the right fit for you, because I really want you, if you do join, for it to feel like it's the right fit for you. If it's not, that's okay. But the cool thing that I'm doing is that if you refer someone else, I'm having like a partner referral program. So if you refer someone else, whether or not you join, and they enroll, and you email me and let me know that you referred them, I will give you $150. So it's like a non-formal affiliate program, right? Anyone that you refer that enrolls, $150 is yours, because I really want to spread this as far and as wide as I can. There are so many people that need the support, and as you all know, our communities are kind of only so big, and that you all also have communities and people that you know who could use the support. So I really want to ask you for help with that so that you can spread the word, but also reward you for spreading the word, because we want to make a huge impact. You help us do that, and we love that. So this is going to be so powerful, so fun. Elevate Book Club starting super soon. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. And if you want to hop on the phone and talk about it, we can do that as well. Let me know. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.